Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Monique and I will be doing a presentation today about cannabis. Today our subject is Cannabidiol 101. Cannabidiol is transforming from a little known cannabinoid long shunned by the cannabis community to a potential breakthrough nutritional component and wellness supplement that could benefit everyone. So you're probably wondering, what is cannabidiol and where does it come from? CBD is found throughout the seeds, stalks, and flowers of cannabis plants, including hemp and marijuana. They have a significant medical benefits with no side effects, and they are lack in psychoactivity, meaning you don't have any kind of high, and it's pretty much no THC. CBD also makes it an appealing option for patients looking for relief to get the pure medicinal compound compared to getting the sense of high, even though they both, THC and CBD, both provide therapeutic and medicinal factors. Each can be combined or they can both be separated. One will either have a higher dosage. For example, it could be a CBD-rich compound, which means that THC and CBD are both about equivalent amount, or you can have the CBD dominant, and it means that it is a higher percent of CBD and a very low dosage of THC. And unlike many of the 100 and over cannabinoids that we are currently aware of, CBD naturally occurs in significant quantities in cannabis, so it is easily extracted from the plant in the form of cannabis oil. So what's the difference between cannabidiol and cannabinoid? Cannabidiol is the scientific name for CBD. It's just a little bit easier compared to saying cannabidiol every time. As to cannabinoid, it is an active compound. It's a subset of terpenoids. Terpenoids are they are classified to contribute the color, the flavor, and the aroma of the plants. It doesn't have to just be cannabis. It can be from any kind of other plants, such as ginger and cinnamon. Cannabinoids act on cannabinoid receptors in cells that alter neurotransmitter release in the brain. So how do cannabinoids work in the endocannabinoid system? Endocannabinoids are cannabinoids that are produced naturally by the human body. The root endo stands for endogenous, which means originating within the body. Cannabinoids interact with the pathways in our brain and body called the cannabinoid receptors. These receptors and cannabinoids can be thought of as a lock and key system. So cannabinoids can bind to cannabinoid receptors like a key fitting into a lock, which unlock the receptors, and that causes changes in how cells function, leading to different effects in the body. We have two different types of cannabinoid receptors. We have CB1 and CB2, and they both are very distinct on how they function within the body. CB1, they are found all around the body, but it's mainly in the brain. It deals with our coordination, movement, pain, emotions, mood, thinking, appetite, and memories, among others. And THC is the main compound that attaches to these receptors. Unlike CB2, it is more common in the immune system, so it will affect the inflammation and pain throughout the body. Here is a graph showing us pretty much what each receptor is and where it goes out throughout the body. CBD does not fit directly to either type of the receptors perfectly, and that's what they mean about indirect effects. Instead, it stimulates activity in both receptors without actually binding to them. So when introduced to the endocannabinoid system, CBD causes an increased release of 2-AG, one of the indigenous cannabinoids. Like CBD, 2-AG stimulates both CB1 and CB2 receptors, which enhances the overall effect on the body. That's why, that's the meaning pretty much of what indirect effects mean when CBD is correlating with both CB1 and CB2. As you can see here, the tetrahydrocannabinol is CB1, and that is pretty much THC. That's the one that is recepted to, or it locks onto. THC locks onto the CB1 receptor. Cannabinol, which is short for CBN, that is connected to the CB2 receptor, and then, as I mentioned earlier, CBD's indirect effect. So, in the human body, here is another graph that shows how our cannabinoid receptors work throughout the brain and the body. As you can see at the top, we are here to relieve anxiety, for like antidepressant, and any kind of neurological disorder. It also reduces the risk of artery blockage. It's neuroprotective, anti-inflammatory, it relieves pain, and it promotes bone growth. There are also other major cannabinoids found in the cannabis, which are CBN, CBC, and CBG. Cannabinol, short for CBN, it is not produced by any biological processes that occur in the plant. CBN is the product of THC that has been improperly stored, meaning so when it's exposed to too much light or heat, THC will degrade and it will change its molecular structure, becoming CBN. CBN is the cannabinoid responsible for mainly the sedative effects of cannabis, used as the sleeping aid for those who suffer from insomnia. Another use for cannabinol as an antibacterial, according to an Italian study from 2008, cannabinol showed potent activity against MRSA when applied as a topical. Topical uses also have shown promises in treating burns and psoriasis. Topical means pretty much a butter, cream, or some kind of a lotion where CBD or CBN, CBC, or CBG are infused, and it helps, once you apply it to the affected area, it helps get seeped in through your pores, and it becomes a quicker way to relieve your pain and treat the area a lot faster. Some early studies have suggested it could stimulate bone growth. It could be helpful in treating osteoporosis. It could also help those with broken bones to recover more quickly. Cannabichromene. I'm learning as I'm going. So this is short for CBC. CBC plays an important role in the cannabis's effects on the body and is the second most prevalent cannabinoid in certain strains. CBC has been found to have potentially therapeutic effects in treating acne, along with its being a pain reliever. So when it's combined with CBD, it demonstrates an effectiveness at reducing sensitivity to pain. It relieves symptoms of depression, shown to provide significant antidepressant-like effects when administered on its own, as well as when combined with THC. It inhibits the growth of fungus, meaning it demonstrated a strong antibacterial and antifungal effects, showing it can fight against bacteria like E. coli and staph. It also inhibits cancer growth. It shows to help inhibit the uptake of anandamide, a human-produced endocannabinoid that has anti-cancer effects, which allows it to remain in the body system and work at reducing the body of cancer. It also does growth of new brain cells, shown to encourage neurogenesis, which is the birth of new brain cells, an important process for memory and learning, and to increase the viability of developing brain cells. The decline of growth in these cells is thought to contribute to disorders like Alzheimer's disease and depression. And last but not least, we have our Cannabidiol, which is CBG. It's not psychoactive and is known to block the metabolic action psychoactive effects of THC. CBG is the cannabinoid in cannabis that acts as the foundation for all other cannabinoids. Pretty much it's the stem plant, it's the mother plant. CBG serves as a building block from which other cannabinoids like THC and CBD are produced through enzymatic processes. It's shown to stimulate neurogenesis, which is the brain cell growth. It is antibacterial, anti-tumor, and helps with insomnia as well. Can modulate the fight or flight response, meaning if you end up having stress, anxiety, anger, energy, that rush, it helps calm that down. It suppressions a release of the norepinephrine, the noradrenaline. It relieves pain, it slows bacterial growth, reduces seizures and convulsions, reduces inflammation systematically, inhibits cancer cell growth, and promotes bone growth. Along with everything, when it comes to CBD oils, because we do have oils that are just CBD, and then we have CBD isolate. CBD isolate is just 100%, pretty much 99%, sorry, just CBD. So you're not getting the CBG, CBC, and CBN, and it has no THC. It's not like the other oils, the original oils, where they will have a 0.3%, which is the legal required amount of THC that oils can have. But unlike if it's regular CBD oil, it will have the CBG, CBC, CBN, and CBD, along with a pretty much a no trace of THC, but there is always that 0.3% that comes in the bottle itself. And that comes to our conclusion. As cannabinoids are a diverse group of molecules that all share some common characteristics. Whether produced by the body or in a plant, these naturally occurring compounds all interact with the endocannabinoid system, which includes CB1 and CB2 receptors. Through their interactions with cannabinoid receptors in the body, these compounds can have many different effects on your health.